have great time outside the stadium, as they are on the field as well. It has been a day of high drama in the East as we look to see who will make the trip to DC. I'm Dylan Stanford alongside rugby legend Ruby Tui. We've seen so many great actions. The men's side as well can't be beat.
This has been a sensational day. You wanted high drama, fam. You wanted close matches. 1 point, 2 points, 3 points in it. There's nothing closer, harder to pick than a broken nose. Dylan summed it up greatly, but the men's final game is going to be really, really important.
Yeah, so much to play for, of course. We said the Texas team are one of the sides to have, of course, picked their way through to DC, which is pretty remarkable. But the winner of the final will go through, so they're still not done yet.
It's absolutely edgy seat stuff. The conference, you know, we've been all over the United States, best of the best, and it's all come down to this. This is the last conference final competition. We're here in Pittsburgh on the east side, and look at that. Men's third place, locals versus your team, women's third place, but it's those final two games that you have to stick around to watch because they ultimately will decide and give us the best insight into the championship in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, remarkable from the headliner Steel Toes. The bottom two sides will go to the final, and they had so much today, lighting it up.
Yeah, this headliners game was amazing. The captain here, he set up this last try, did Sam Walsh, and he had to use every bit that he had left in that tank to make it all the way to that right-hand corner, right on the hooter. There was no time left. That won the game for the headliners. Whereas Pittsburgh, they had a bit of a blowout score, and it was Hager who had the last laugh for the home crowd. That just absolutely sent everybody. The commentary box is right above the crowd, and the whole thing was just shaking, Dylan. That's how exciting it is here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And speaking of shaking, of course, the two sides we know on the women's side who have clinched their spots as well. Phenomenal effort from the locals and the headliners.
It's been spectacular over on the women's side as well. I'd probably say the headliners, you know, and the locals are the most consistent team, and so, you know, rightfully so. They got to clinch their place in the DC finals. Watch out for that locals team. They had a couple of changes on their roster, and boy, did they spark up the show. Tanika Willison being one of them. And of course, the headliners, the defending champions of the Premier Rugby Sevens. The headliners franchise as well won the overall United Championship, was important. So those two women's sides really holding it down for some match-packed drama.
Yeah, there have been so many great players on display as well as they head to DC. But a job not done for both these sides. Sevens, we just don't know how it's going to finish.
Not at all. We were screaming the house down up here in the commentary box. It was going side to side. I was on the ground at one point. It's just been gut-busting stuff watching these players go at it as fast, strong, and as long as they're going.
Yeah, well, we can get a word now from Brianna Kim, who's pitch side. She's been with us all day, enjoying the sweltering conditions down there as well.
Must be hot out there.
Taking a break to not sweat for a second, Dallin. But look, let's talk about that men's final, Steel Toes versus headliners. Whoever wins that, of course, wins out today, but then also secures that last berth to DC for the championship series. Now, with the Steel Toes we saw in the first game, they're such a powerhouse, such physicality led by Captain Ben Pinkelman. And when we talked to him earlier, he said, look, we've got to just make sure we do more of the same. So expect that from the Steel Toes. Now, for the headliners, I mean, we talked about Sam Walsh getting that last second try. No time even left in that match. It took all 14 minutes and then some change for them to pull out that win. So you know that they're exhausted. So if they're going against that physicality, they must have had a good recovery these last few hours. It's going to be a heck of a match. Look out for Thomas Awake and Will Chevalier, some of those guys, to really have an amazing match.
Yeah, thanks so much, Bree. That's certainly right. We saw a lot of the players kicking their feet up, getting, of course, hydrated, which is so important in these little breaks. You've done it so many times in the World Series for New Zealand, Ruby. It must be tough to get those body and obviously get your mind right as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Dylan. And, you know, I know you've played international sevens as well, and everybody just sees the 14 minutes of mahi or work that we get out there. But the reality is it's the other 23 almost 24 hours that win you the game. It's the preparation, it's nutrition, it's getting out of the sun when you can, it's hydration. I think it's something wild, like 20 to 30% of your performance is affected just by drinking water. So there's so much that goes into these games.
Well, here come the two sides now for the Eastern Conference Finals. The Texas team, the New York Locals, for the third place match in the men's competition. Texas team disappointingly dropped 33 points to 5 against the Steel Toes. They were taken out in match number 1. New York Locals going down to the headliners 24-21. We mentioned that. Texas side coached by Troy Hall and Kurt Morath will want to finish on a high, as will Tui Osborne and Ethan Ponnier's sides. These two teams are stacked with talent. Here's a look at the locals.
Absolutely stacked are these locals. Cody Malfi, number 7, always leads his team well. Plenty of skill. Can't go past Nanduva either. What's the level? one to watch as well, towering over everybody. But there are some really amazing players in this locals team. That's why that first result would have been so disappointing for them and why they will have a massive point to prove right here, right now.
Take a look at the Texas side. We mentioned some of the stars as well. Craig Hunt and Nale had a lot of job, and Rhodes, his defense was outstanding.
Oh, Rhodes has always got a huge physical presence. Nale on your screen there as well, the sweeping defender. His communication and his kicking are key. But the Texas team, I don't think they'll be wanting to look back at that score that they went down in the first game. So they also will have to be showing everybody why they were the first ones to qualify through to Washington, D.C. Championship.
All right, we're into our last 4 games of this tournament. Jerome Nale, the man known as a thief. He'll pickpocket you late night if there's a rugby ball involved. He goes high. It was contestable, and it'll stick down to the Texas side.
Yeah, locals won't be happy with this. Last game, they didn't get any possession in that first half.
Okay, right behind you.
And that's basically what cost them. So set piece for Rhodes and his team, Rhodes Featherston.
Let's go.
They're a physical team.
Crouch!
They like their set piece.
Bind! Hey!
Hunt to feed.
Set!
I mentioned their coaches, Troy Hall, former USA Sevens player, one of my teammates in the series, a fitness guru. Kurt Morath, one of the best ever for Tonga. They look to go wide. Orich going in, going out. Great cover, and he flicks the ball superbly on the inside. The runners are there. Evan Conlon will capitalize, and the Texas team start out on fire. What a run from Chris Orich.
Wow, Orich down the side. That was pretty rich of him to get around the way he did. Pretty audacious. And the nous and the awareness to flick the ball back in to Conlon. That is what the Texas team will do to you if you give them set piece early on. And Nale adds the 2, 7-0. And Texas team draw the first blood. So we have a look here. Nice skill set to get the ball right. Orich slows up and takes off, which is very difficult to defend. But it was the key support from his teammates. Of course, the team and their teamwork.
Yeah, Evan Conlon, superb there. Still runs an Instagram account. It's just him working out in his jean overalls. Too afraid to go to it, so I've never seen it. But here come the New York locals now. Big step in midfield, looking to spin around there. Aaron Gray, fly guy Aaron, has support. But holding on, pinged. Texas team with Nale. Pounce.
Yeah, Texas team, they're a big team, so they won't go quick. They'll choose for another set piece, work it in their favour. That was a quick penalty, though. The ref
Right here,
quickly
Come up.
concluding
Come up.
that the Texas team had rights to that ball and it was holding on. Very early signs of how the ref's going to ref the game. The players will have to adapt to that.
Crouch!
Rhodes Featherston, now known as Mr. Baywatch, goes on that far side. He's loved his time in California after winning the tournament in Austin, Texas. Tight head, pops out at scrum time. Nanduva tries to find Melfi, who tries to put it to the toe as well. And now Mr. Nitro picks it up. Oh, he throws an audacious dummy and then tries to kick it, but will come back and put an end to the madness.
In the PR7s, I've probably never seen as many turnovers at a scrum as I have in this competition.
They knocked it first. They knocked, so it's your ball.
As we determine who's got possession, and it will be the Texas team in the end. But the style of scrummaging over here, I've noticed even playing, is very different. The prop leaves a wide open space, so there's you can hook against your own scrum, which is very interesting.
Yeah, the dark arts at scrum time. Craig Hunt finds Nale. Conlon, quick ball to Orich. Young backline this. Looking to exploit the more experienced Fijian Nanduva and Vosalevu. Short ball, just to the halfway line. The Texas side up 7-0 in the first half, but it will be a chance here for a quick tap. Michael Basker gets it away. Cody Melfi, the US Eagle, looking for the switch. Vosalevu ducks down low. Basker picks up. Space opens up. And now Big Joe Vosalevu into the 22 for the New York locals. Nanduva, Mr. Nitro, the jump step. See you later! He puts on the gas and he's away. It's a sight to behold. Alasia Nanduva, the man from Fiji, scores for New York.
Contrasting styles there. You see the locals, they don't go for the scrum for a penalty, they go for a quick tap. And it's like if you're driving with the normal gas pedal as he adds the 2. This guy's got a NOS button on his acceleration pedal. If you have a look here, tackle coming in, Texas team doing all they can to control the big players. Vosalevo gets dragged down, but look at this, up, up, and away. He turns on the jets, and there's just no stopping that man.
Fijian Vin Diesel, if you will, going on the outside to level it up to 7 apiece. Restarts is where they've been so good as well. This time they go high to contest. Nobody able to get it on the first take, so it does come to Basker on his side. They have it yet again. Oren Bitzer now for the New York sides. Puts his head down, does Bitzer. Support there from Samu Smith. Nanduva yet again. My ankle just hurts watching Nanduva because he's about to go get the dancing feet. Featherston has him, so they recycle to Melfi. Vosalevo, ball in one hand. Lays it back, can't come in from the side. So Bitzer works the short angle, tries to find Aaron Gray and doesn't.
You can see there Nanduva just playing around, taking his time. There's no sweeper. The Texas team play with no sweeper, which means no last defender, so there is the kick option as well. But it's very, very even. You can see neither team wanting to give anything.
Set piece for the Texas side. Featherston, he's the recipient, named after the great Southern cricket player, Jonty Rhodes. Rhodes Featherston now to attack on the outside. Good bit of skill as they release Chris Orich on this near side. The Clemson University product gets away from a couple. Orich is still going. It's like he's running in circles. And he'll get the score for the Texas side. Chris Orich is a finisher.
Oh, Smith just about had him. I'm loving the audacious confidence that this man is playing with. This is what you need. He's staying composed. He's taking his chances. And he's just playing with confidence. Exactly what the Texas team will want to be coming out here and asserting their dominance in this competition with. Nale adds the extra 2. The Texas team with their set piece consistency once again just showing you cannot sleep on this team. Orich, look at his shoes, they're on fire.
Yeah, Orich saw him at the Rugby Town Sevens, lining up for the USA Under-23 side. He has a bright future. Man from Hong Kong, China, Chris Orich. Kick off, bouncing. Amir Lancaster under all sorts of trouble there. He's come off the bench to help his side out. It'll be an attacking line-out for the locals. They'll go quickly, of course. Melfi looking to rip it up to Joe Vosalevo, known as the Flash. Finds Bitzer bouncing on the outside. Nanduva skins one. I don't see a Nanduva against the thief. Looking to pickpocket Nanduva. And he's done it. He's stolen it.
He's robbed him.
Wallet gone. Keep the change.
That was incredible. The players can't believe it, and almost neither can we. The ref doesn't want a bar of it. He's called half-time.
Yeah, if you're calling it a double movement, then that's fine. But he went for his one movement.
The refs are deliberating, and the players are up in arms. We have another look. This is incredible. Rhodes knows he's only got one chance to try and slow this man down. He does all he can, but Nanduva, for all money, looks in, and it's Nale who says no. Nanduva reaches out, and he saves it with this big toe on his right foot. So what Nanduva is questioning is if his teammate comes across, if this is not a double movement and not a knock-on, then does Bizer come in and steal a try?
So referee said no try. It is a double movement. Great call there, Ruby 2. That's the halftime whistle as well. It's the Texas side that lead this one 14 points to 7 in the men's third place game. But that was something special. We need to see that again.
Like, I didn't know that at the Premier Rugby Sevens they hired magicians, because this was some kind of magic trick as a defensive play. Nanduva, one of the best players in the world from Fiji, and your big toe needs to be shouted a Sprite tonight. That was just sensational.
Premier Rugby Sevens is brought to you by Good Sport. Good Sport is the official sports drink of Premier Rugby Sevens. Grab the good. What a thrilling first 7. Rhodes Featherston will have a lot to say at that huddle after going down in their first game 33 points to 5. But they're up here 14-7. It's Nanduva, though. You can't give him any possession.
No way. And we saw in the first game the locals, their discipline was an issue, but not this time. They're taking quick throw-ins, quick taps. They want to speed this game up and try and get on top of the team.
And just to remind you as well, the Texas side have clinched their spot in the championship in DC. Doesn't matter the result of this game. And the New York locals are out of it. But Vusaleva says, I still want to go for the line. He's reaching. It's another one that may have been stopped. Outrageous play.
No one knows what's going on. It's too close. The skill set out here is just on another level here in Pittsburgh. We are so lucky and blessed our production team gives us these replays. Number 18 reaches out, does Vusaleva. He's been a force this whole competition. Got to see this one more time. Is he short? If he's short, it probably will be deemed a knock on. He trips over, doesn't use his knees to propel. Geez, I think that might have touched a white blade.
Yeah, dry-watered indeed. And Joe Vusaleva strikes down in the corner. An amazing effort from the big frame. 14 points to 12. Kick unsuccessful. 2-point ball game.
Just incredible, the athleticism out here in this beautiful field, beautiful backdrop. A country who's leading the world in sports. Now got one of the best sevens tournaments there is out there. The Premier Rugby Sevens, how good.
Kick-off goes down the middle of the park. Looking to knock it down towards their side. Orich is there. Nanduva yet again. I don't see a Nanduva. This time they get him. And again it was Nale. He's got his number. Across field for New York. Bitzer. He's hit hard by Featherston. Picks him up. Looking to take him to a party in Pittsburgh tonight. And a couple of good bars. Local recommendations only. And that is a strong tackle. Wow. Brilliant bit of work. It does give us a chance to go pitch side to hear from Breekem.
To the coaches of the Texas team at half, and maybe that second half isn't exactly how they would have liked it to have started, but a good effort on defense for them. For them, they just have to stay disciplined and they need to maintain better shape. And so, of course, we saw Nanduva expose them a little bit, but here, getting that turnover and being able to get that discipline, create that shape again, sets them up for a really good attacking possession here.
Yeah, it really does, Bree. Is the team with Nale looking to cut back in off the right is Evan Conlon, Lindenwood University Lions, who's done really well, but he's given it away. Here comes Nick Feeks, the Mongoose, finds Nanduva, let's see Nanduva! This time, no way, no one stopping, Mr. Nitro!
It's almost a wonder of the world when this man puts his head down and decides it's time to go to work. You need a magician to stop him. It's just quite incredible. If that first tackler doesn't get him and there's half a space, half a yard, he takes it. And you're right, Mr. Nitro just lights up and 7 points, converts his own try even.
Puts his side up in front, 19-14. It was a good pinch as well, just a little bit of a loose ball. And there he goes, Alasia Nanduva. Not a hand laid on him this time.
10 seconds.
It's something special. It is something special, and that is why Fiji Sevens are the Olympic champions, the world champions, and do what they do at the sport.
Blessed to have a player like Alasia Nanduva. Up by the 5 points now in the third place game. Mentioned it earlier, we'll say it again, the Texas team will go to DC. They won the tournament in Austin. And with this, we'll take 15 total points.
Let's go, I need you in.
And the winner of the final, the men's, will join them as well. Women's sides, we know who are in. Headliners and the locals. Featherston with a good catch from the All Black Sevens player. Nale again on the drift, Conlon. As they spread wide on the outside, Lancaster upended. Quick tap for Nale, looking to catch him unawares. Malfi's there. USA Sevens teammate. Finds Craig Hutt, what a battering ram he is. Works in an oil rig offshore. Timo Vine looking to cut back in nicely. The Dutch international. Here's Craig Hutt now. The oil rig's on fire. It's danger time. And the Texas team respond. This kick for the lead.
Hunt catches his prey, which is a try under the sticks. just the way he ran through that gap and accelerated through the contact is exactly how you're meant to strike in rugby. And Nale will have no troubles adding the 2. We have a look here. Hunt actually passed that first ball. We saw his teammate steps in, sets him up, and look at him. He said, "No, I will not be stopped. I am Mr. Hunt." There's some athletes out there, Dylan.
Oh, there certainly are. Rhinos Rugby is an official pathway for all PR7s franchises. Visit rhinosrugby.com to start your journey. They've produced many greats on the field and more to come, of course. Kickoff doesn't go the required 10 metres, and throwing the ball away is an automatic yellow card, so down to 6 players. Zach Bustres, he will go to the side in frustration.
Geez, yes, there's only under 2 minutes left too, so he probably won't re-enter this match. It's such a tough rule. Every instinct you want to throw it away, but you just can't, especially in sevens. There's nothing hiding the fact when you do that. Referee doesn't want a bar of it today, so using his experience, Cody Melfi calls for a scrum because he knows with a man down, Texas team will be under all sorts of pressure trying to defend a midfield scrum.
I understand that, but I need you to hurry up, okay? No consequence, right?
Under 90 seconds to go. The locals trail by 2, but they're up with a player on the field. Lorenzo Villani, the man from Italy. Brother Sebastian plays for Major League Rugby as well. He has a run and a dance himself. I'll just find Nanduva, to be honest, but he keeps it alive. Finds Basker, who looks wide to Nick Feeks. The Mongoose steps of his left, smashes his way upfield. Good strong tackle from Conlon. Melfi again. Here is Nanduva. Expect the 1 dummy. Nanduva throws a 2nd dummy. Nanduva on the 3rd. What a score!
Oh, he's just hogging the tries now, this man. Putting on an absolute show, and the crowd are loving it. It's really impressive too, because unfortunately the locals won't be going to DC, but look at the skill and the prowess that they have in their team.
10 seconds.
It is so impressive. And Mr. Nitro, he just has not disappointed, has he?
A hat-trick in this game for Nanduva as he side up 24-21. What a score.
And of course, we've got to see this again. Melfi knows who to feed. It's this man here, and he goes to eat. A dummy switch, and then just an injection of pace that far out from the line. A roly-poly to finish. Oh, somebody give this man a gold star. What a performance.
Sevens World Series champion for Fiji in the year 2019 and doing it in 2023. The Mongoose, Feeks gets it away to Melfi. The locals up 24-21. Seconds remain on the clock. This time it is Melfi that puts it out, and they will finish the 2023 PR7 season on a high by winning this one 24-21. The Texas side, congrats to them as well. They'll go to DC and continue the roller coaster ride.
Absolutely. The Texas team, it's bittersweet for them, isn't it? They had 2 losses this weekend, but they've still done enough to make the championship. Nanduva, the man of your scream, just absolutely impressive this game. Raising the bar of the Premier Rugby Sevens.
I want to see more of Nanduva. Let's see what we got.
Surely there's a package on this man. If there's a package on anybody, this is your man right here. Quick tap, speed to burn. His skill set is something that not many will ever get to witness. So we just say, Inaka waka level Nanduva for allowing us to be a part of this wondrous sensation. It is your Sevens prowess.
So quality, so fun to watch. Alasia Nanduva, the Fijian flyer, with the New York local side. And that was our 3rd place in the men's competition. He thanks the crowd. We thank him. As you said, what a delight to see him in the Premier Rugby Sevens. We've seen so many great players, none better than Nanduva. Got a feel for the Texas side as well, dropping 2 games. You didn't expect that coming to this as the tournament winners in Austin in the Eastern Conference kickoff. But that's how the ball rolls sometimes.
Absolutely, and if nothing else, it'll put a bit of a fire in the belly to make them step up next weekend, and the next match we'll figure out who they're going to be playing. But massive shift from the locals. Great players, great bunch of guys.
Yeah, make sure you keep up to date on all Premier Rugby Sevens. Visit PR7s.com. There is the tournament in DC on August 6th. Got to check it out. Get your tickets at that event at Audi Field. It is going to be jam-packed with these sides going head-to-head. Of course, how it's going to work in the format is the Eastern Conference sides will play each other, and the winner will play the winner of the Western Conference side. And so each conference will be represented in the finals. Nanduva, time for a little break. He can go sit back with some friends, enjoy what a season he's had. Love to see him catching up with some family and friends who've come all the way here. Fiji, one of the big sides supported on the World Series, particularly at the Los Angeles event, and of course north of the border in Canada as well. All right, we're switching our attention to the women's side of the draw. Third place match coming up. 2 names to watch here, Ruby Tui.
Megan Sanders for the Texas team, standing at that first receiver position. She's been leading their team around the pitch, working with her other playmakers, and of course Meg Mambe for the Steel Toes. She just brought a whole lot of physicality in the first match, as we saw. So much to give, but just 2 absolute workhorses in their team. Meg's travelled a long way too to be a part of this PR7s. As you see there, French Guinea. I have to say, I didn't know how much fun a PR7s tournament was going to be. The crowd is fun, there's noise, music, dancing, whole lot of banter. It's just been awesome. Yeah,
well, you've been involved playing, of course, the Golden State Retrievers. Firstly, how great was it to be in the Western Conference?
Oh, it was so cool, bro. To represent California, Golden State, you know, such a huge sporting background that place has. And now I'm not just the bandwagon back in New Zealand, you know, actually I went out and met a few locals and just had an absolute ball, and I just hope me and the rest of the Black Friends Sevens players are the first of many, many more to come through the PR7s. As you can see, it's a whole lot of fun. It's such an event, and I think it is building to be, you know, a bit of a stepping stone back into the World Series. We've seen Pinkelman. He doesn't have to go and play club. He can come here and play this. It's broadcast live. There's a crowd. It's all go, Dallin. I'm really impressed with the Premier Rugby Sevens.
Yeah, brilliant to see. We saw some great fans there as well in the crowd at Pittsburgh Steel Toes. Brooklyn Feasby, her family is there, carving it up. Sydney and Peter Jock and Sarah Hurst and Melanie and Scott Feasby, her mom and dad are there as well watching. She's about to take the field here in the third place game. It's a Pittsburgh Steel Toes on the left. Sarah Kaljuvi to bring out the side, and the Texas team on the right are ready to go as well. Megan Sanders, their captain, MVP of the Club Sevens National Championships a few years ago. The home side getting the applause and the roar you would expect here at Highmark Stadium. Place also known as the City of Bridges, 446 to be precise. Here come the Texas side, who went down to the headliners 20 points to 19 in an absolute driller in the semi-finals earlier today. Pittsburgh Steel Toes losing to locals 22-14. That's how they find their way here into the third place game. Both these two sides will not feature in DC, but pride is on the line to finish with a victory, particularly for the side in picture, the Steel Toes, in front of their home fans. A lot of big names to keep your eyes on. Let's take a look at the lineups.
Steel Toes went down and walked past Sarah after the first game. They were hurt. I know how they feel. Shout out Retrievers, but they got a lot to give. They got some amazing players, and they've talked about them. Meg Mambe, Sam Sullivan, Sarah Kaljuvi. Whole lot of them. Asia Hogan-Rochester there, just pumping up, ready for this game. But plenty of big names in there. But of course, so do the Texas team. As we look here, Taisha Ignacio, Elena Saili, and her footwork went loose the last game. Kristen Thomas, another one to look out for, a USA representative. Olympians all over the park.
Here we go, women's third place game at Highmark Stadium. Chris Thomas leaps in the air. She's done for the US Eagles on the HSBC World Rugby Series countless times. Have possession for them as they look to go down the short side. Sayili with a no-look ball. What a skill. Down the near side. Ricky Hennick takes the contact. And here's Sayili with a dive pass. You don't see that a lot. Ignacio to the right, looking for a handoff. Janine Dedavo. This time they go low. Penalty for the Texas side. They keep the momentum going to the short side. Nice little dummy from Taisha Canasio. Debuted in Dubai 2023 for the Blackfern Sevens. Across Saili. Hennig gets tackled well into the 22. Saili with a quick recycle. Feeds it up to Thomas, who's there, connecting! It's New Zealand to the USA. Saili to Thomas, and Texas strike burst.
Oh, that was just relentless. And it's quite fitting that it was Thomas to finish that off, because she was the one who got the position off the kickoff in the first place to set off this whole phase of play. Saili with her footwork once again, and Thomas just identifies to run off her shoulder. And she gets a try for her team on the left side, as Campos is unsuccessful with the conversion. But that woman right there is causing so much havoc. Saili here with her footwork takes in about 3 steel toes. So by the time Thomas identifies where to inject herself off Saili's shoulder, it was too late. Great USA Sevens player.
Yeah, good to see Chris Thomas back. I love what she does as well. Volunteers with the Kitchens for Good in San Diego, preparing nutritious meals for those in need. Wonderful ambassador for the sport. Steel toes drop it. That is not what their fans wanted.
Another result of retaining your kickoffs is it puts pressure onto the team to fix that up straight away, and just the ball a bit hard to hang on there for White.
Fine.
So Texas team with a set piece play. Keep your eye on Thomas once again.
Hennig, Canasio to Thomas in midfield. Early release. Good tackle on Erica Legaspi. Biochemistry and Psychology at University of Washington has the penalty. Quick tap. Canasio around the short side. Tricky little playmaker. Hennig to Campos, the Brazilian international. Just a slight bit of obstruction coming there from Dedabo.
We haven't seen that rule penalised much this weekend. Caldruvi goes quick though.
Quick ball. With Para over the 20. Nice little run of the halfway line. Caldruvi down the short side. Looking to link up. Good little step from Unga. Unga cuts free. Salome Unga. Well contained. Camille White on support. We're in some good angles. But Texas come good on deep.
Oh, Canasio came through with a physical hit she had to make to stop the momentum that the steel toes had a wee sniff of, and then she gets to her feet and steals the ball. That's the experience of the contracted Blackfern Sevens player. So the team opts for the scrum. Relax it down.
Crouch.
Plenty of firepower out in their backline to feed as well.
Just over 3 minutes to go in the first half of this third place game. Texas side just dropped 20 points to 19 against the headliners in their first semi-final game. Heartbreak for them. Looking to bounce back here with a victory. Chris Thomas. Strong fend as she rides the tackle. Campos looking to recycle, but just a bunch of black and yellow jerseys in front from the steel toes. Does well, does the Olympian. Ricky Hennig down the short side. Saili comes on the outside. Alina Saili for the Texas team. What a pickup she has been from Southland, New Zealand. Does the damage from their own 22.
Whawhetai lover, Alina Saili. Another shout out to the Southland Stags, where she's from. That was just patience and persistence from the Texas team. They kept hitting the same area of the field, demanding the steel toes keep up with them. And a little bit of a taxi from the halfback of the ruck set up Saili into a nice wee space there. But of course she had a long way to run to bring it home. Ball bounces off that right there. So we see here, nice little taxi from the halfback. It puts Alina on the outside of that Pittsburgh defender. And there's just no way you can recover from it when they hit it at pace like that. Saili just sails in. Classy from the Blackfern Sevens player.
Such a wonderful talent. Promising netball player as well, contracted straight out of high school. And now a rugby superstar. Campos with the restart. Chris Thomas again. Carbon copy. Couple of great steps. Chris Thomas, are you kidding me? What a breakout from the Texas side. Campos is there, but they're up just too late. Steel Toes get over it. So it's a quick tap. Down by 10 points. Sammy Sullivan into the fray. Sammy Sullivan's got wheels. Good tracking down. Denavo with a stunning tackle. Kaljubi says that numbers are plenty on that far side. Okapara looking for the wide ball. Unga, good tackle. Was held as well with Salome Unga.
If you're tackled and held, you must release the ball. And when you're at pace and you hit the ground, it's not easy to do, to quickly release it without knocking it on and jump back to your feet.
Scrum called.
Ref deemed it not quick enough.
Jeez.
Yep. End to end we are going. Putting the end in tremendous. These women are out there, wowee.
Ruby 2 be here all day with the puns, I love it. I'm Dallas Stanford, got Bree Kim pitchside. Brilliant to have you wherever you're tuning in for the Eastern Conference Finals in the Premier Rugby Sevens. Mentioned DC coming up on August 6th, Audi Field. 2 teams from the East, 2 from the West will collide.
Crouch.
And the Western side, we saw the men, the Rocky Mountain Experts and Rhinos ex-loggerheads, the women and the Northern Loonies.
Set.
And the Rocky Mountain Experts will contest there. Thomas, been very good in this game, gets a big strong fan. Good cover hit though from Kaljubi. Canadian spot of the US international, who's looking to break away. Denavo. Con
Push.
get away through. The former Exeter Chiefs and the UK player. Ekanasio picks up and goes. Very clever thinking. Left the ball on the ground, got to her feet. Chasers are coming. But Taisha Ekanasio will finish this one. What a score that is in Pittsburgh. Another player that's made a steal.
That is a skill at pace to be tackled, release the ball and pop back up quicker than the defense can keep up with you. Another whawhitai level. Thank you very much to Ignacio. Both of those women there, professional rugby players from New Zealand with a toolkit to burn on the sevens field, which they are utilising absolutely. As Campos adds an extra 2 going into half-time, but look at this. Taisha gets to the ground, releases the ball completely. There is space between her and the ball, making it legal and making it so hard to keep up with. The Steel Toes valiantly chase her right to the end, but alas, it's still 17-0 heading into the break.
That's right, third place women's game. 17 zip it is. Texas team lead the Steel Toes, and time for us to go pitch side to get a word from Bree Kim.
Yeah, we talked earlier about how this is the first ever professional rugby event in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we've got some awesome fans. The Feesby family, Brooklyn Feesby, plays for the Steel Toes, and her parents and a few others have come donning hard hats, steel-toed boots, and reflector gear. And you can see in the stands, it's incredible. And when I got a chance to talk with Melanie Feesby, her mom, she said, you know, we're just so proud to see her out here. Her sister, Kennedy Feesby, also plays for the Loonies. Unfortunately, won't get to see both of them play in DC, but a really cool story. And one last thing I'll add, when they were in Austin supporting her in the first stop, they actually were at the hotel, told some random guy about the rugby event, and he got so excited that he went and saw the event in Austin, loved it so much, and he flew out here to see the event again. I mean, talk about growing the sport one person at a time. So really cool to see the Feesby family representing the Steel Toes here.
It's a festival of Feesbys, that's for sure. Thank you, Bree. Lovely to see the outfits, the style, and the passion, of course, with new fans joining in left, right, and center. It's what you want from this glorious game. In the Olympics as well, of course, the US yet to medal on the men's or women's side. But there will be players from both these sides that eventually in the PR7s will represent their country.
This is just an illustration to show you the connection of this Texas team. Look at Thomas there. Eyes up, connects with Saili, makes eye contact, and runs right off his shoulder perfectly to receive her pop. Really good chemistry in this Texas team. Shows why they were within one single point of the first competition's winners, the headlines.
Pittsburgh trail by 3 scores. 15-0. And the Texas side receive this. Dedevo goes straight up the middle. Just loses the footing to the ground. Pressure from Pittsburgh, but looking at bounce out of this one is Ricky Hennig. Thomas gets a bounce pass, has to clean things up, does a couple of great little jump steps. Was the US international player, third US player to reach 30 tournaments after Lev Kelter and Lauren Doyle. And now the gap opens up. Erica Farias searches for support to the halfway line. Campos is there. Ball available for the Texas team. Numbers to the left-hand side. Nice dummy thrown in. And Luisa Campos now spots a gap. The Brazilian international being chased by Lauren Tunen. And a good tackle from Sullivan in the end. Legaspi at ruck time. Janine Dedevo gets the fan. What a power runner. And a powerful try for Texas. That's their fourth.
Dedevo, oh, let's go. Once again, she's been one of the most impressive strikers with ball in hand this weekend. Just determination, doesn't give up. And the whole Texas team were right with Campos when she made that break. I've played against Campos many times in the World Series. She's a very hard worker from Brazil, the kicker on your screen. But wow, that's some kind of support from Dedevo. Adds the 2 points. Great teamwork from the team, but we have to give it to the Steel Toes for chasing that break. Look at this from Sammy Sullivan. Just absolute valiance for her team. We've seen that a couple of times from her, just chasing to the bitter end. But Dedevo, too determined in the end.
4 tries on the board for the Texas side. We mentioned the heartbreak they had in the first game, losing 20 points to 19 against the headliners. They're on song here with under 5 to go in the third place game. Although we will not see them featured in DC. Just the nature of the game. Lauren Tunen able to get that one, and then Keljuvi's there. Going up the middle, Tunen, nice little support play, but then again getting ahead of the support carriers. So another blocking.
Yeah, Shepherd the call there.
Scrum here.
Happens when your players get in the way of each other. Bit of miscomm. And if you affect the defender, you do get penalised for it.
Rhinos Rugby is an official pathway for all PR7s franchises. Visit rhinosrugby.com to start your journey. Team continue with possession off their feet. Chance now for the home side, the Pittsburgh Steel Toes, looking for a couple of jukes in midfield. McMumbe, law school out of Pippingham. Still to the right, Sarah Keljuvi. What a player she's been in these couple of tournaments. Keljuvi sucks in a couple of would-be tacklers, and Sophie Feller is there in support. Mumbe now linking up really nicely. Tunen looks for a little kick, and then in the end finds support runner. Sammy Sullivan is there. Oh, can't quite connect, so they dive for the touchline. So just going astray there for the Steel Toes.
Oh, this is ferocious efforts from both teams. Steel Toes doing all they can. They've got 3 minutes to turn that donut into some points. Sammy Sullivan will look to defend this line out. Plenty of experience at doing it.
Good set piece from the Texas side. Ignacio links Thomas. What a handful she's been. Legaspi, nickname Legs, goes on the outside. Good tackle. Sophie Feller strikes it down, and they want possession to Pittsburgh. Quick ball needed. Keljuvi. Tunen leaves it behind. Mumbe under all sorts of trouble inside the 22. And the Pittsburgh side have a long way to go. Keljuvi knocks one to the ground as the Canadian international. And then lets it go free. Support runners are there. Texas, though, they've been so good on D.
Oh, Thomas has been amazing as well. Another steal for her stats.
Couple of goose steps. They're going to come on this near side. They're up 24 points to nothing already. Good linking. Beautiful left-footed step. Erica Farias is a highlight reel and adds to it.
Farias with the fearless footwork. Oh, that was something to watch. And as you can see, the Texas team just showing how much more they have to give in this competition. Conversion goes astray. But that was just some kind of play from Farias. As we have another look here, Saheli at half feeds it, Ignacio, boom. Left foot too quick, blink and you'll miss it. A better angle even, bang. Really difficult to defend. Sleek, sensational, Dylan.
Oh, I tell you what, I don't know where that energy came from, but I need some of that. Whatever she's been drinking or eating, start me up.
Send it to the commentary box, please, Farias, come on.
A big lead, 29 points to nothing. 5 different try scorers so far for the Texas team. Lauren Trout, John Coombe-Lilly will be very happy with their performance in this game. Just over a minute to go. Can the Steel Toes get something on the board? Camille White, graduating the fall from Penn State. Moves it to Mumbe, has been a handful again. Mumbe gets through a couple. Meg Mumbe trying to link up. It's there with Kaljuvie. Provides a nice little offload, looking to step and weave their magic on that far side. Toonen comes in, good pickup. The link is there for the Steel Toes. Oh, the penalty goes to Texas. Time and time again they've done that.
Taisha Ignacio, most silly. Being strong over that ball. Just the experience and the composure to give the referee the right picture. Strong on her feet, hands on the ball, lifting, getting the penalties all day. It's not just her though, Dallin. Thomas is getting steals, Saheli's doing offloads. The whole team across the board are just doing their role so well. And as a result, that's the score.
Yeah, I was going to say, in this tournament, they're one of the top sides. Unfortunate not to see them contest in DC. Just that little 1-point loss going against the headliners have hurt them earlier, but what a great performance by them. 29-0 final play for them. Saheli looking to keep it alive. Thomas is in midfield, offers a good switch. Chris Thomas yet again, draws a couple. One-handed ball. Sammy Sullivan almost came in with a little steal there. And in the end, it's the Texas side that hoofed this one out. Chris Thomas says, enough is enough. We'll take this victory. 29 points to nothing. Third place in Pittsburgh. A fine, fine performance from the Texas outfit.
Absolutely, they can hold their heads up high. And I can say from experience, it does hurt when you're not going to DC, but it makes a difference when you finish on a proud performance. And even though the Steel Toes have a 0, they did some amazing, mighty moves as well. But congratulations to the Texas team for coming together. They had a new roster as well. They played well. The chemistry was good. And I think they did the state proud. And the home crowd can be proud of these guys as well. The Steel Toes, especially Sullivan, those chases right till the end. Kaljuvie's efforts, her leadership. It's been a good day for them.
Yeah, it really has. Plenty to cheer about, plenty of highlights for these players and their families.
First ever time too, the Premier Rugby Sevens has had these new teams, 2 separate conferences. Bit of history made, you know, they made here.
Yeah, absolute history indeed. As you said, 2 conferences, a roller coaster of emotions as well. United Championship still on the line as well. Aggregate points from both the men's and women's side. It's always nice to see the celebration and emotions players display after a tournament.
Absolutely, there's plenty of emotion, plenty of drama. Someone should make a podcast about it. Hang on. You already have one down, and it's called the roller coaster because that's exactly what a Sevens tournament is.
Yeah, we've had you on. We've had many, many guests and legends from around the globe. Rugby Sevens, the roller coaster on the PR7s.com. Check it out if you haven't already. Give us a like, give us a follow.
Win or lose, you never forget these moments.
Texas side victorious in their final game.
Through the middle or the side or not, we chased it down. Absolutely incredible. You guys should be so proud.
Well, so just mentioned so many different performers, and Taisha Ignacio was certainly one of them. We can hear now from that star player who is pitch side with Bree Kim.
Yes, I'm here with co-captain of the Texas team, Taisha Ignacio. You have had just an amazing day. It's been amazing to watch you all throughout the tournament. Just talk me through that last game and how your team has really built throughout this season.
Yeah, I think from the first tournament we had quite a few new girls and we were just trying to build that connection. And then coming into this tournament we had a few changes. We had quite a few experienced players come in and I think that made a huge difference out there. I'm so proud of the girls. You know, like we were in the same position last time and we ended up losing, and this time we brought it to them, and I'm just so proud of them. So
yeah, that sounds like immense growth. And for you, I mean, coming over here to the United States, tell me what it's like to play against this kind of competition. You play against, you know, the likes of Chris Thomas, right? And then you get to play with her. What has that been like?
I mean, I'm so glad she's on my team. If you've seen her get all those high balls, but yeah, like just being on the World Series and coming here. There's such good competition here. I love that the PR are making a competition over here for players from overseas to come and then US players to play in. I just think it's awesome. I think it's going to keep growing year in and year out, and I'm so glad that I got opportunity to come over.
Yeah, well, we have you to thank for that. Thank you so much, Taisha. Great job today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations to the Texas side, winning 29 points to nothing there, taking third place. Brilliant to see them in the women's competition. Beautiful day with two finals still coming up here. And Ruby, we mentioned there's so much action, but it's so good to see the colourful fans. Merch selling out in record time.
Oh, of course. I think there was a top with Dallin on it, so I just flew out the door, you know. But look, Sevens tournaments are known for their fun, and PR7s, every single stop. This is our fourth stop now, fourth different state, fourth different city, and the fun has not disappointed. The crowd, we can't even walk through the crowds, you know, they're yelling out, Dallin, can I have a photo? It's just crazy out there. So it's so good to see the people representing and supporting their home teams as well. That's what I love. The Golden Retrievers had it in Golden State, and now the Picks, look at all these people out here. They've just come out to support their team. It's actually beautiful to see.
Well, I got my Ruby Tui signature already, but we saw some of the women's action now. We're going to transition to the men's side of things, of course. Brilliant game to witness earlier. One of the stars on display for the PR7s, Alessia Nanduva. He was outstanding. Brie Kim caught up with him earlier.
All right, I am here with Mr. Nitro, Alessio Nanduva. Now, Mr. Nitro, I just need to know, first of all, what did you do in your recovery before that last match? Because you scored a heck of a hat trick, my friend, 3 tries. But tell me what you did.
I think I did this just reset your mindset, no matter what game you lost. But before 1 hour of the game, I prep myself mentally and physically.
It's clear that you have so much experience that lets you reset like that. Now, it is amazing to have your Fijian experience come to the U.S. and play the sport, help grow the game. What's it been like for you to play in the USA?
It's pretty good and pretty tough as well. Just thank the Lord Almighty for everything He has done for me, for giving me the strength to be here and show my talent in the U.S. Thank you very much.
Alessio, thank you so much. Great job today.
So brilliant action we saw a bit earlier. 2 matches still to go. Take a look at who will feature as the fans get their place and gear up. And it is the men's final, which will be the headliners against the Steel Toes, the local side. And then the women's final will finish us off with the headliners against the locals. 2 epic games with a lot on the line, of course. A place in the men's side to go to DC. The winner will go through, while the headliners locals will go through on the women's side of things. Brilliant. Do not go away. Plenty more action still to come here. Premier Rugby Sevens is brought to you by Samurai, Push Forward, and by Kane Innovations. So stay tuned. We'll come back for the finals, which will kick off in about 5 minutes. We'll resume the broadcast then. Stay with us.
you please rise and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem, performed tonight by Ian Best.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets are glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fans, let's hear it one more time for Ian Best.
We're not sure if we're framing.
And now let's go back to Joe.
Hey, fans, what do you say again, ready for the final? Should we do a t-shirt toss and a mini rugby ball toss? I think we should. All right. Who wants one? Got your hand on me. I'm tossing two. We start this one about 3 o'clock. So we are around 80 hours. It's all come down to this Eastern Conference Finals. Are we ready? Are we ready? Let's set the stage. The men's matchup is coming up. We've got the 7 headliners and enjoy Pittsburgh Steel Toes. It's this.
The colourful world of Sevens rugby, in fact Premier Rugby Sevens, hits the US's big show. It is the Eastern Conference Finals and 2 matches remain. 2 final games to go at Highmark Stadium. The fans, well, they're resting right now, but they'll be at the edge of their seat in just a few moments when these 4 sides take the field to see who will be a champion here in the East. It's the headliners against the Steel Toes in the men's final, and the women's final sees the headliners against the locals. 2 big ones to go from the City of Steel. And the different scenarios, well, for the men's side, the Texas team, they have clinched their spot in DC, the nation's capital, for the championship. And it's the winner between the headliners and the Steel Toes. Whichever side comes out on top in this dramatic 14-minute game will go through to DC. And on the women's side, well, the picture is a lot clearer. The finalists, the headliners and the locals, both, we will see them at Audi Field on August 6th in the nation's capital to do battle against the Western Conference sides. I'm Dallin Sanford alongside Ruby 2 New Zealand rugby legend. And what a day we've witnessed.
It's been pretty incredible, Dallin. I knew there was going to be drama, but I didn't know there'd be this much. And it's not about to stop as the Pittsburgh Steel Toes line up for their final home game. None more important than this one against the headliners, both fighting for that road to the championship.
All smiles for Sam Welsh. They got them here with that 24-21 win against the locals. The Pittsburgh Steel Toes, 33 points to 5. They beat the Texas side. Misha Shoren and Ben Pinkelman in picture there were fabulous. As you see the headliners take the field. Side from Memphis, Tennessee, coached by Jason Kelly, Steve Laporta. Plenty of threats across the park for the headliners. These 2 sides finished 3rd and 4th respectively in Austin in the Eastern Conference kickoff, and that's the nature of this game. We keep saying it, anything can happen.
Absolutely. As we have a look here at the lineup, Chevalier was sneaky around those rucks. Aoake, huge physical presence, huge physical team as you see them mentally preparing with their breathwork. And bottom middle of your screen there's Kitiona Vai, who's also just been causing all sorts of damage. So the headliners have a pretty impressive, spectacular, entertaining lineup as we await for the home side to run out.
Here comes the Steel Toes. So many great performers on their side, making history. First professional rugby team in the Steel Town. And
Pittsburgh have their superheroes as well. Number 2, Ben Pinkelman. You cannot go past the aggression of that man as they too get their mental clarity with their breath work, focusing in. Aki Raymond, number 8, was impressive as well. But a couple that we've picked out, it's actually the 2 captains of these teams. Their leadership, physicality, skill, just of another world today. And these 2 teams have really turned it around since the last conference. That's why all the drama is right here in this game. The loser is out completely. You're cut, you're gone home. The winner is through to the championship finals. So keep an eye out for Ben Pinkelman and Sam Welsh.
PR7s creating the drama. You normally don't need it in the game of sevens, but they add a bit of spice to it. Playing for a chance to go to DC. It's the men's final of the Eastern Conference Finals here at Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Southern headliners with Sam Welsh to kick off. It's a beautiful evening here in Western Pennsylvania. Hager gets lifted, Kitiona Vai comes on, Jenkins on that far side. There's no whistle, there'll be a try. Kenny Jenkins, straight off the kickoff, is in.
Jenkins, game 1 was impressive, but that start was even more so. His reaction, playing to the referee. He didn't stop. We know he's fast. We saw him sprinting away in game 1. So rightly so, he kicks us off here with his first 5-pointer of the Eastern Conference Grand Finals. It's the man who scored the game-winning try, who'll convert it, turning the 5-pointer into a 7. And this man right here, as we see here, Walsh's kick is so high and accurate, it just causes all sorts of confusions for that pod. Pittsburgh unable to bring it in, and Jenkins is just waiting there, lurking, as you see him just getting the goods sprinting away from the defenders, and it's headliners 7-0.
He's electric to watch. Kenny Jenkins works with adults with autism and also with at-risk youth as Hager takes it for Pittsburgh. Steel Toes, who trail by 7. Pinkerman. There's Aki Raymond at a short angle. They just look to bosh it up with the first phase. Ball down to the line they go. Wormer links up on that far side. Campbell Johnston is there. And the big frame of David Hightower. Public Relations English major from Rider University. Pinkerman goes down and gets a couple of big fends. The captain on captain. Welsh brings down Ben Pinkerman. Man from Colorado, from the woods. He has no home, he just lives in the wild. As Raymond goes on the outside, Aki Raymond. Oh, what a great switch. The Nigerian Nightmare finds Hager. Ball over the top. Still there. Hightower's coming to claim it for the Steel Toes. He gets a fend going. Bosch is one out the way. Chevalier took a detour. Did Chevy. The ball spits free. How could that be? Nelson says, I'll take it. Here comes the Southern headliners. Michael Nelson throws it down to Kitione Vai, the New Zealand flyer. Bashes in a couple. And he finds Will Chevalier, who slides in. The Southern headliners have their second try.
Nelson almost couldn't believe it. It just popped out of here. Google Maps told the ball to reroute, and it's found its way out into Nelson's hand as Chevalier just takes a hot minute to get up. Headliners will not want that man to be going off. Nothing some water won't fix, he says. And it's Walsh with 10 seconds left to take this conversion. You only get 30 seconds to do just about anything in sevens. But he hits the sweet spot right down the middle, and it's 14-0. Let's take it back a little bit for this replay to fully understand what happened. Hightower was hot on the attack. There's the reroute of the ball. Nelson pops up. He cannot believe it. He tries his best to get the ball to Vai. Vai picks up a bounce ball. There are 3 Pittsburgh Steel Toes there that he somehow finds a way through. Gives it to Chevalier to set up a better option for the kick. And 14-0 is where we found ourselves.
Perfect start here for the headliners to get it back. Awaki flicks it. It's a big kick to get them the pill. Assembled by U2. Rosh Deppersmith goes into the contact. 3 to go in the first half. Thomas Awaki. Nelson, yet again, looking for a switch. Jenkins comes up. Pinkerman with a pinch. That's what he's known for, is Ben Pinkerman, the breakdown specialist. As Nicholas Smith gets it away. Hager now looking for some room to exploit for this Pittsburgh Steel Toes side. So impressive, beating the Texas team 33-5, but they're up against it here.
Ref there deeming that the headliners player was over that and had all rights to the ball before it turned into a ruck. And headliners here just choosing to slow the game down, call a scrum. Sometimes we would see them just quick tap to try and speed up the game, but because they're out in front by a couple of tries, they want to wind this clock down. There's still another whole half to go, and they know that. Chevalier stayed out there so he can feed the set piece.
Yeah, he's key to the ingredients is Will Chevalier. Play for the North American Lions and USA Under-23s as well. The US Eagles in the series.
Hooker. Scrum. Sorry.
Short arm, you can do it. You can free kick, tap and go,
Hooker,
or you can recall a scrum.
the ball's up.
She's called an early release. The scrums have been fascinating this PR7s, I must say, as a rugby player.
Bind.
Hotly contested, turnovers galore.
You generally get the ball back. Meanwhile, there's been a lot of tight hairs. Chevalier does keep it alive. Whipping it across to Waki with a wonderful left-footed step. Thomas Awaki. Jenkins. He's got a lot of speed. It's Kenny Jenkins. Oh, he's like Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible. He's in again.
Never say die attitude, absolutely. And the headline is just in complete control. Jenkins is just, he's come here to eat today. All these tries up. As Walsh grabs a quick hydration specialist before he goes for this kick. but the Steel Toes just starved of possession and not being allowed to get into this game. So conversion goes astray, and Jenkins has a little breather. Awaki with a huge whack off his left foot, as we saw him do in game 1, and Jenkins just catches them napping on that blind side. No pillar in sight, and every Sevens player knows you've got to defend each side of the ruck. Otherwise, that can happen.
Yeah, very costly error. Of course, a trip to DC on the line. 2 tries for that man in picture. Kenny Jenkins made the all-decade team in football at his college. Major Rugby with Nola Gold as well. Walsh with a good kick. Pinkerman waits for it. He takes it, does. Ben Pinkerman sets up on a run as a US Eagle. Pinkerman has got Hager with him. Finds him now. Stunning play. It's the home side, the Pittsburgh Steel Toes, that are right back in this game. They get their first try to close up the first half.
Exactly what the Steel Toes needed going into half-time. There's no feeling quite like scoring just before the hooter. And of course it was Ben Pinkelman to do the try assist. Hager with the nous to run off his shoulder to collect the offload. And he scores it under the sticks to ensure an extra 2 points. What a man, what an athlete. As we see here, Pinkelman says, I'll have that, thank you very much. Pins his ears back, takes on the last defender, and then links up with his speedster. Exactly what they needed.
Hager on the end of that to put 7 on the board for his side. It's the halftime break in the men's final in Pittsburgh, and it's the Southern Headliners that lead 19-7 against the Steel Toes. Make sure you get your official gear at for PR7s at shop.pr7s.com. All the merch you want to look good. The fans have got their kit as well. I've got to go back to the store, but I think they've sold out a lot of things, so make sure you go online. Shop till you drop, as they say.
Absolutely. It's interesting too how the players choose to gain their focus. Headliners and Steel Toes both using the breath. Whether you do breath work or not, you need to get the team all on the same page, and all on the same page quickly. There's only 2 minutes, and trust me, they fly by at a half-time for a game of sevens. So you've only got about 10 seconds to regain focus as a team, come together, and then turn your ears on.
Yeah, speaking of that first half, Kenny Jenkins, he was outstanding. Wheels on that player.
Oh, absolutely, and I think the most important part of his first half performance was that he started out like that. He didn't wait to get into the game. He started off with an absolute blinder, sprinting down the side, and it just gave the Headliners that confidence that they needed. As we see here, game awareness as well. It's no accident when you're in the right place at the right time in this game. And then here, identifying, no puller. 1, 2, 3. Jenkins, how good.
He's on the side watching on. Some super subs from their coaches, Tim Stanfield and DTH Vanamava. 2 brilliant players from years gone by. Stanfield, Doctor of Chiropractic, almost fluent in English, and DTH Vanamava, the 15s and 7s legend from Canada. As Jenkins will look on. 7 minutes to go to see who goes to DC and plays in the nation's capital for the championship. Who will join the Texas team in the men's competition from the East. The West, we know, the Rocky Mountain experts and Rhinos ex-loggerheads will be there. Will Chevalier is ready, the US Eagle. So is Thomas Owaki for the Southern Headliners. They lead 19 points to 7 against the Pittsburgh Steel Toes. I'm Dallin Stanford alongside Ruby Tui, gold medal Olympian, Rugby World Cup 7s and 15s winner, and now PR7s player for the Golden State Retrievers, and my partner in crime.
Pretty cool, pretty spectacular opportunity. And as an international player, both of us, you're always looking for ways to grow the game, to expand your career, and to just have some fun with some good people. And PR7s just gives everything. It's been a blast. Just like the blast this crowd's having, shaking our commentary box. Their dance moves are so violent.
Well, let's get the party started. 7 minutes to go till someone pops the champagne. Got to go 10 meters and does. Big kick. Pinkelman tries to get this, diving on his Walsh for the Headliners.
Knock on in the air.
The knock on called.
No
and we can Hear from the third member of our broadcast crew, and
over here, gentlemen.
Bree Kim is pitch side.
Here's your mark.
Got quick messages at halftime from both the coaches. When I talked with Tim Stanfield, the head coach of the Headliners, he said they needed to keep up the inside support and make sure they stayed in their shape. The inside support really being critical here. And then for the Steel Toes, they need to stick to their structures a little bit better. They're going off kilter a little bit too much and bring up the tempo.
Yeah, great words there as well. TTH Van der Merwe still part-time model. He works with Stanfield and the coaching of the Southern Headliners. Depperschmidt has it on the outside. The winger loses it though. Big tackle on that far side.
No, on ball.
And it was the local man, Misha Shoren, that got it. All the applause.
Huge defensive play.
Gentlemen, I have a knock on
Rugby,
first.
you got to, if you're good at attack, you got to be just as good as the defense.
I need you.
And Shuren showed us in that first game. He's got the goods on attack, but jeez, felt that up here.
What a great story as well. We said the player from Kazakhstan, the national side, he came to the US to play some rugby with the Pittsburgh Forge club out here. Ended his way into the Steel Toes side in PR7s, giving so many players a chance to make a big name for themselves. Steel Toes need to come back in this game. They go on the outside. It's 1-on-1 and Shoren. Good tackle. Johnstone is there as Hager slips. He's got Lefebvre with him, the hot feet of John Lefebvre. Turns it into his captain, Pinkerman. To the forwards they go yet again. Johnstone. Owaki pushes him towards the touchline. The whistle hasn't gone yet. Massive kick from Chevalier. Thought he was at the Soccer World Cup, perhaps.
Everybody was calling for an out, but only the touchy's got the flag. And somehow he's managed to keep this ball in. Johnson, I think it was. And Shuren reacts the quickest. Not much left for Chevalier to do, but boot that out of here and get his troops back together. Massive performance from this man. He went down early, but he refused to go off because he knows how important this game is.
Wait, please.
He's really quick on attack.
You guys are going to have a step off the line. Do not come in. Okay, step down.
Pinkerman waits, substitute on his Don Bailey with the new hairstyle. The home renovation company he started from Michigan is looking good. As Hager has a run. Kitione Weiss slings him to the deck. Lefebvre is there to clean up. 19-7 that child. Remember, the winner goes through to DC. Can Pinkerman spark some more magic? Ben Pinkerman, good offload. Frees up Nicholas Smith, who's just cut down the boots. Wormer comes in for a line. Colorado native player finds Lefebvre, ball over the top. Hager breaks a couple of ankles, and then the breaking hearts. Campbell Johnston slices in. The defense got cancelled like my flight yesterday, and the Steel Toes are in.
There was so many offloads. It was like when they cancelled your flights with all the baggage. That was so hard to keep up with. Too hard, in fact, for the Headliners. That's just determination and teamwork from this home side. And it set the crowd alight. Headliners giving all they could at this defense. Everybody trying their best to take their man, dragging them down, centimetre by centimetre. Hager, we thought he might have lost it, but in the end, it was the Pittsburgh Steel Toes and Campbell Johnson who had the possession and the last say in that phase. Wow-wee.
Wow-wee indeed. The man that loves to cook is making it real spicy right now in this game. It's 19-14. The winner will advance to the championship in the nation's capital. In the first weekend in August, 5 points in it now. With over 3 minutes to go, Pittsburgh fans have come out of their numbers as Pinkerman goes up. Pinkerman has it yet again. Big Ben fires it away to Smith. It's the momentum that stays with the home side. John Lefebvre on the right. Hager puts a kick in. Hager chases. Hager has this! Hager's as tough as hard candy, the kind that lines Dempster's pockets.
This game is far from over, but Hager just kicked the game plan to the curb and said, out the way, I'll do it myself. And the Steel Toe fans are on their feet for that one. There's not many sweepers in this competition, so the kick is always on. And Hager just helps himself to a 7-point. Spectacular. As we look here, it was Pinkelman, of course, who got the restart. Hager, eyes up. Headliners can't keep up with that silky smooth skill, and over he goes.
Rhinos Rugby is an official pathway for all PR7s franchises. Visit rhinosrugby.com to start your journey. And what a journey we've had in this game. It's 21 points to 19. A come-from-behind lead for the Pittsburgh Steel Toes on home soil. That knock it back is picked up, though, from Vi. He finds Jenkins. Under 2 to go. Winner advances to DC. Ball's on the ground. It is playable. So the headliners were Chevalier under all sorts of pressure. Cuts back in as the US Eagle. Finds a big frame of Tommy Clark. He slips low onto the ground. Pinkelman goes down and grabs him. Wormer comes in. Play on. Pinkelman. Oh, he is so dangerous as Ben Pinkelman as well. Wormer is in there and they get the penalty. The crowd are loving this.
Steel Toes just making an absolute mess of all those rucks. Headliners struggling to get clean ball to launch any kind of attack, and that man's at the heart of the ruckus. Just not letting the headliners get any easy pill. As we see here, the headliners must get back on side to rejoin that ruck. But of course, it's such carnage in there. Thank you to Pinkelman and the light. Smith. It's very difficult to see what's going on for them.
19-0. The headliners led, and then 21 consecutive points from the Steel Toes has them in the lead. Their crowd ready to urge them through with a minute to go. Free kick for Ben Pinkelman's side.
And smoothly does it. Pinkelman knows they've just got to wind this clock down and win this game. So a free kick, you can tap and go, but he knows he's going to use his full 15, 30 seconds up to reset another scrum.
Incredible feed, please.
I think all teams in the competition have struggled to get their scrums right.
Well, let's
listen to the instruction from the refs.
Yeah, exactly. Ben Pinkelman is a master at this. Securing possession for his team. Lefebvre thought about the short side, almost lost possession. Ethan Hager, he's been a stand-up performer. Hager, the Canadian, drifts across field. Behind the back ball finds Johnston. Jenkins rides up with the tackle. 7 seconds to go.
They take their time here, they'll win it, Dylan.
Don't delay. Do not delay. No. No.
A quick tap.
Do not delay this. We're playing through. We're not playing through.
He did tap it and go backwards behind the mark. That's okay. Ethan Hager to put this out.
Yes.
It's a day of high drama as the ball floats over the touchline. It's full time. The Pittsburgh Steel Toes. Champagne rugby all day long. 21 points to 19. They came back from trailing 19-0 and have won it and are going to DC.
Dramatic finish, of course it was. That last 60 seconds was clinical. It was experience. And it was champagne for the home crowd who loved every single point that the Pittsburgh Steel Toes scored. Headliners for all money thought they were in for the win. But as amazing as sport can be, it's cruel as well. And the home crowd will have some kind of celebration tonight with friends and family. First ever professional rugby tournament to come to the shores of this beautiful river backdrop. And you're going to need a hard hat for tonight, I think, Dylan.
Jason Kelly, Steve Laporta, their coaches. Smiling ear to ear is Ben Pinkelman with his team. They're a bunch of brave warriors. And there's a Pinkelman in the crowd as well. A proud moment. The men of steel have performed and stood up when it counted. That's the mindset of this city and of this team.
The DJ has been on point all day, and this final is no other exception. That man that was on the screen before from the crowd has not sat down once this entire match, and part of the reason why is that man on your screen, Ben Pinkelman. Welcome back to world-class footy. It's so good to see him back doing these kinds of things.
Well, we will rock you who's playing. As you said, the DJ has been on fire, as has this side. Steel toes with Hightower. Wormer was excellent. Johnston, what a game. And we can hear now from Ethan Hager, who had a sublime final. Here's with Bree Kim, pitch side.
Ethan, what a match of just an unreal scenes here, and of course with all the drama to go to DC. Tell me what that match felt like for you.
It was tough. This team is unbelievable though. I think every game we've won, we've went down early and come back. The resilience within this group is top notch, so never a doubt, but it's always high pressure, but you know, we got it done today.
Yeah, such true grit that you guys exemplify, and I know you want to celebrate this now, but you still have the championship coming up. So tell me, if you had to assess this day really quick, what are you going to take into DC?
I just said it, but resilience. Sevens is a game of bumps and bruises and how you bounce back from them. So we just proved that we can come back. I think it was 3 tries, if not 2. You don't see a lot of deficits more than that. So this group's unbelievable. I back these boys 100%. They put me in such a good position to do what I do, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to another tournament.
One last question for you. You got American teammate Ben Pinkelman, of course, captaining your squad. Just talk about the kind of influence he's had on you guys.
Yeah, the boys back home are going to love this one, but Pinky makes me want to run through a brick wall. He's so inspirational as a leader. He's just one of those guys that, like, you want to go 100% for, and you know, he leaves it all out there, so why would I do any different? It's unbelievable to have him with the crew, and I really hope that I get to see him on the World Series again.
Ethan, thank you so much. Go celebrate with the team. Congratulations.
So much, appreciate it.
Epic scenes from the young Ethan Hager and the veteran Ben Pinkelman. USA and Canadian internationals connecting. 21 points to 19. Their side, the Steel Toes, beat the headliners 21 points to 19. Still to come, we have on the women's final, it's the headliners against the locals. Another brilliant blockbuster awaits you. 7:31 Eastern time. It is 14 minutes of thrilling action still to come here in the Eastern Conference Finals for the Premier Rugby Sevens season, the year 2023. All smiles so far for the sides that have clinched their spots. For the men, it's the Texas side and the men in picture. Well, let's turn our attention here. Talk about stars to watch. Waka v Tapa.
Waka and Tapa, 2 of the best in the world right now, and I don't know who put Papakura in Stacey Waka's hometown, but her family are probably going to message me right now. She's from Ruatoki, she's tough, she's fantastic, and her skills are out of this world. She's going to lead her team out, she's the captain. And on the right, Naya Tapa for the headliners once again. Very similar colours, scrunchies even. DJ's doing his thing still, but these 2 teams, I must say, probably 2 of the most stacked teams. Internationals, Olympians, World Players of the Year throughout here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have managed to catch this game, you are catching a sensational display of some of the world's best and greatest stars out there.
It's the Southern Headliners against the New York Locals. The 2 teams left standing. And here's a look at the headliners.
You've got to look at this lineup. Abby Gustitis has come back in and she's got straight into leading. Plenty of firepower. Alena Olsen, Megali Harvey from Canada, Player of the Year in 2014. Monique Coffey has showed us she's got some jet burners as well. Just plenty of names. There's names on names in this team. But of course the locals as well. They've got some pretty amazing star power. Stacey Waka, Amy Bonte's been impressive. Tanika Willison is on your screen. Blackfern and Blackfern 7-star Manai Nuku on your screen now. Up and coming star of the Blackfern Sevens team. New Zealand, of course, current World Series champions, so just how good. It doesn't get much better, does it, Dylan?
Well, we got Ruby Tui in the booth as well. Blackfern, 15s and 7 star. I'm down in Stanford Bree Kim pitch side. Welcome to the Eastern Conference Women's Final. And it's 2 sides that will go to DC. It's New York against the headliners. Waka battles up and Coffey comes up with it for the Southern Headliners. Does the Canadian start. Harvey down the short side as Scout Cheeks picks and drives. Manai Nuka brings it to the ground. Big fend as well from Coffey.
Release.
Finally, Stacey Waka brings it to the deck. Cheeks has it on the right-hand side. Harvey once. The playmaker in midfield gets rid of one. Has that ball been touched? No, it's not. Bonte picks it up, then again it's New York now looking to capitalize. They go up the middle. A good driving run to set up some play. Across field to Manai Nuku. Throws a dummy, makes it look all too easy. Nuku through the gap. Will get the first try in the final. And it's the Black Ferns Sevens star that opens the account for the New York locals.
Oh, it's absolutely too Mickey from Nuku. Ferocious defense from the locals is what changed the defense into offense. Headliners trying to physically overpower them, but the locals weren't having it. And then in the end, it was Nuku with a dummy switch. Everybody moved off onto Waka as we have another look. Nuku gets the ball here, pretends to switch with Stacey Waka, and why wouldn't you hold on Waka? And she just sails through for a try under the sticks and converts it as well. So from defense to 7-0 up, great start from the locals.
Yes, studies sport and recreation, has a diploma in Maori arts from Massey University as well. Manai Nuku, 7-0, 5 to go in the first half. Pinpoint kickoff. Waka comes in and knocks it back towards her team. Brilliant bit of skill. Kagawa, Japanese international, 21 years of age. Gets the ball away. Tanika Willison goes over the top to Nuku. This time takes the contact on that far side. The New York locals give up a penalty. Opportunity here now for the headliners. Elena Olsen, US international, to Harvey. Coffey in midfield. Abby Gestaitis flat ball. Cheeks hit hard there by Waka. Solid contact on this near side. Magali Harvey, big left-footed step. Waka knows it's coming. And the counter shove is there. Former USA Eagles women's captain. Abby Gestaitis sets up a run. Gestaitis, good little flick to Harvey. Gets it back. Good linking for the headliners now. Cheeks bounces off the right foot of hers, not held. Still available for Magali Harvey. Still to the right, it's a flat ball to the 22. Needing a response. All the headliners. Olsen draws a couple, was looking for a switch there from Laura Herf. It wasn't coming in the end, but the arm does come up for a penalty. And a quick tap again from Magali Harvey. So here they go. In fact, it's Olsen looking to cut through Hamden. Third penalty in a row. Herf now has possession. Fresh legs, looking for the line. Beats a couple. Coffey on the outside. Gestaitis absorbs the hit. Frees up. Scout Cheeks for the corner. And that's the response. And it took a wave of attack, but the Southern headliners are over.
Headliners smash their way over. Bad news for the locals too. Stacey Waka's kind of stayed down a little bit. But that was so physical. The headliners needed that try and they needed it quick. They had a few penalties in a row. Locals probably just need to watch that. But there was massive play from number 20, Scout Cheeks. She's been aggressive and she just stayed wide and calm on Abby Gestaitis. And Harvey doesn't quite convert it. Stacey Waka has stayed on the field. Locals will be happy to know. This is a replay. Questionable tap there from Herf, but it doesn't matter. The ref is a ref. She gets the offload down, and here Waka commits to Gestaitis, and somehow she gets that ball out to Cheeks. And in the end, there were too many headliners waiting for it.
And a quick break for Scout Cheeks. Brilliantly set up there by Abby Gestaitis. As Waka is back in the fray now for the New York side. Up 7-5, 2 to go in the first half. A kick through because there's no sweeper back, so it's a real chase here. It sits up for Willison and then just leaves it behind. Touched it first though. Great idea.
When the bounce of the ball goes your way, it's great. But when it's slightly off, it doesn't work in your favor, and that's the beautiful game we play and love with the oval ball. You never know what way the bounce will go or life will take you. And if we have a look, it was the right idea. There's no sweeper back there, and as you can see, it just takes off a little bit to her left, and when you're sprinting as fast as she was, it's really hard to regain position. And just take note, Dallin, Naya Tapa has just entered the frame.
Yeah, here we go. Here comes trouble. Olsen. Chopped down. Penalty for the headliners. Coffey sets off on a run. Monique Coffey. Such a creative runner.
Release.
Now knees on the ground, so that is a tackle. Gustitis is there. Also works as a broadcaster, was with us last week. And here comes Nia Tapper. Fresh legs. See you later. She's as dangerous as a pyramid scheme is Nia Tapper. And the headliners take the lead.
Tapper, of course, comes straight on and turns on the tap of unlimited tries, as she always does. She seems to do it on every single field she takes. It's beautiful to watch. Her footwork, her game's come so far since she first ripped up a rugby field on the world stage. As Harvey adds the extra 2. Gustitis clears. Look at that, there's nothing on. Footwork. A slight little jink to her left. Boom. And a try to her right. Her eyes are wide. In New Zealand, that's called a pukana. It means you're ready to go. And ready to go she was.
He really is. The only people to catch her was the Rugby Sevens roller coaster. We had her on it as our guest. You can check that out at the PR7s website. It is 12-7. Kick successful. Knock back for Waka and the New York locals now who trail on the board. Nuku looking to link up. Kagawa drifting on that far side. Hampden. Bayliss is on the field as well, providing support here for the New York locals. Going to take the gap. Again, Willison, one-handed ball back on the inside to Waka, the smiling assassin as she known, sets off. Does Stacey Waka. Bonte flies into Tapper. Good ball security as well. Nuku now looking at a jagged line ahead. Willison across. Still there for the New York locals. One-handed ball, a miracle pass on the inside. You can see it coming. They will take the penalty for the high shot.
Yeah, you can only imagine if that miracle ball went to hand, but the locals will still have the free kick here. As we see Hampden knew what she was trying to do, and her teammates were all there for it. But she gets hit high. Tanika Willison says that's enough for now. We'll go into the break.
Half-time, 12-7 the score. The headliners lead the final here against the locals. Just one score in this here in Pittsburgh. Premier Rugby Sevens is brought to you by Rhinos Rugby, an official pathway for all PR7s franchises, and by Sperry, a global leader in rail health. So all roads lead to Washington, D.C. The nation's capital will host the championship, and these two sides will feature two teams from the west, two, of course, from the east. Western side, the Northern Loonies, the Rocky Mountain experts watching this one. Your thoughts? Who's gonna do well? Because you played in the west.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's very different styles. And remember, in DC, as soon as we get there, the Western Conference plays the Western Conference and the Eastern plays the Eastern. So as soon as you get there, these two teams will play again. The Loonies will play the experts again in the women's championship. So it will be the best of the East versus the best of the West. So if you're the Loonies and the experts in the women's competition, you're watching this final going, how are they playing? Who are the players to watch? First jobs first, you know, they'll have to be the best of the West, but it's very intriguing. It's very intriguing being a part of the Western Conference and looking over here, you know, having a wee peek, seeing who's bringing it to the East, and that woman on your screen, Megali Harvey, is.
Ruby, I'm not signing your check until you tell us who's going to win.
You know who's going to win? Golden Retrievers, baby!
Too tight to call.
We'll be back better next year, but Dallin, tell me, who do you think's going to take it out?
Well, I like the headliners from this side, and I can't go against Robin McDougall, who's my co-host of the podcast from the Loonies. So there it is. Loonies, headliners, you heard it here first.
Hey, I'll go for locals in this game, then you go for headliners.
There we go. All right, Sleek Sensations. It is the final 7 minutes in the Eastern Conference final at Highmark Stadium, the beautiful downtown area of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And it is the headliners that lead 12-7. Both teams will go through to DC, as we said. Big shot comes in, and to the pocket we go straight away.
Oh, no.
A rare card for the smiling assassin. It says, no way, says Stacey Waka.
I can see why she's making a face like that. To go to your pocket so quick means it was obvious, but I think the hit was just so hard, he could hardly believe it. You see here, oh, yeah, it's come up high. definitely come up high, but probably not as dangerous as she thought, as someone's kicked it through.
Speaking of danger, here comes Nia Tapper. Big hoof, though. Too much on that one. They had 7 against 6, of course, for the 2 minutes. And Tapper puts it through the back.
Yeah, so there'll be no sweeper back there. And her foot was so dangerous it went out on the full.
Scrum where it was kicked or 22? Scrum where it was kicked, 22-meter dropout.
So I don't know if you can hear the ref, but kicking it out, of course, you can either choose the scrum where the kicker kicks it or a 22. And usually, tactically, whatever has the most territory, you choose.
Scrum called.
Well, scrum is called in the end, and we can get a word from Bree Kim, who's pitch side. Bree?
Yeah, talked with both head coaches. It's always so funny when they both have the same exact messages for both teams. Keep possession and stay connected on defense. We know both teams have such amazing playmakers who can be so shifty and have a game-breaking moment at any time. So both of them are just battling for that ball and really staying connected so they can turn over that ball and score a try.
Yeah, it's all about who can maintain. And free kick for an early shove. Quick tap from the New York side, down to 6 players, of course. Nuku, dangerous. Offers a switch, comes in from Medea Parker, who's new to the New York local side. Penalty other way, the headliners have 7 players. Olsen wants to speed up this game and the tempo. Solomon, Jen Solomon, the brilliant star from Mexico. The hit comes in as well, it's gone backwards, but diving on the ball, the commitment is there. What an effort.
Oh, you can tell both teams want this. I think it was Kagawa who came in with body on the line and dove. And unfortunately just knocked it on. But I think the coaches' messages are so similar because these two teams are so close. We've already talked about how they're both in the DC Championship. So this is figuring out how each other plays, trying to get the upper hand for a bit of mental confidence.
Fine.
And another 45 seconds left on this yellow card too for the locals.
Quick feed there from Elena Olsen. Coffey loops around, Monique Coffey. Porter with a good bit of possession to keep it alive. Grace Kukatai now into the fray. Still holding on to the pill. Bonse can't get it back. It's there for Alyssa Porter. Another penalty.
Not on the mark.
Too far away from where the mark is. Rhinos Rugby is an official pathway for all PR7s franchises. Visit rhinosrugby.com to start your journey. Tapper with possession in the final. Nia Tapper whoops it over the top. Emma Farnan with a great take on that far side. Manai Nuku trying to stop Farnan. Has lost possession and has saved a try.
Oh, that's crazy defense. I think the yellow card just about is up too. As Stacey Waka returns to the field and headliners bring on Gustitis, but this is Tapper. She knew the space was out there, great awareness, and it was a valiant effort from headliners Farnan to keep that ball in hand, but just ripped by the defender. Hamden had just done enough. So locals have survived the onslaught with 6 players and they're back to full roster with 7.
That is a strong bit of defensive pressure from the New York locals. Coached by Carmeli Faye and T. Fletcher. 2 greats of the game.
Fine.
Headliners coached by Andrew Locke and Lauren Barber.
Hold your weight. Absorb the hit. Come back.
The scrums.
Come back, rebind.
I talk about it a lot, Dylan Aggies, because I'm a forward in sevens. The communication somewhere, I think everybody's on a different page about them.
Fine.
But I love it because it makes the turnovers easier in a scrum. Nuku takes care of it though.
Yeah, they do really well. I've only been in the scrum once and I didn't like it, but here comes New York. Ooh, it's a loose ball. The headliners fly in and we'll pack down another.
Yet another scrum. It's just been such an area of the PR7s competition. It's definitely, they definitely scrum differently over here than they do in New Zealand.
Marks on me.
But the locals there just losing possession, and the headliners all of a sudden light up their eyes. As Olsen, her leadership, directing her players where to go, sniffing that blind side.
Give her space.
With Porter, as you can see on your screen, directly behind that scrum.
Olsen finds Porter now, strong runner, just drives straight into the traffic. Penalty goes the other way to New York. A chance for them, down by 5 on the board. They met in the final in Austin, the headliners won 21-12. But as a new game, as Weathers goes on the outside, Nene Weathers, Harvey, what a tackle. Weathers able to get up to her feet, left the ball alone. Penalty now to the headliners. It's a seesaw affair. Grace Kukatai. Gustaitis. Bonte came flying in. Porter once more. Stunning tackle from Stacey Walker. Elena Olsen again to the left. Harvey. Nice tackle. Brings down Magali Harvey. Gustaitis is there. Getting the fend-off going as well. More possession for the team in front. 12-7. Harvey. Big jump step. Creates in the middle. Olsen has Farnan on the inside. Emma Farnan. Nuku again a strong tackle. Walker over it. Gets the penalty.
Amazing defense from both teams. Back and forth, the momentum is shifting more times than when I was learning to drive a manual.
You were probably very reckless. They're very controlled in this game. And they kick for Alana. It's not out. A chance for the headliners and Elena Olsen to mount a counter-attack. Under 2 to play in the final. Gustaitis throws a couple of nice dummies. There's Abby Gustaitis, as tall as a ladder. Gives it away this time, and again, Walker all over it. Draws the second penalty for the New York locals. What have they got left in the tank?
Walker once again showing the referee the picture they love to see. Holding your body weight over the ball. Not past it, not before it, over it. This time Willison makes sure of it. So it'll be a line out to the locals. They need a 7-pointer to win this game. Just over a minute to play, Dallin.
I'll take a 5-pointer and go into extra time. I'm here for the drama.
That's why we love this game. We love the drama. Coaches really chilled out right about now, Dallin.
Yeah, exactly. You need to be in this unbelievable game of intensity. Weathers takes on Coffey. The tie. New York with possession on that far side. Parker gets rid of one. Parker still going. Now chopped down. Good tackle from Porter. And again a penalty, this time to the headliners. 30 seconds to go. It's 12 points to 7. Abby Gustaitis says, all right, let's take a breath.
She knows they just need to wind down that clock. We saw her do this last year with the headliners. Just smart play. Stay calm, stay in control. You're meant to only have 15 seconds for a scrum, but it doesn't always work out like that. If you can wind that clock down, you do. We've got a boot loose on the far side of the field, so a player just has to put their boot back on. Does Weathers, as Olsen and everybody at the scrum waits for this last play. See here, she has a laugh. Her boot was way on the west side and she was on the other side. Shows how much work she's doing. All these players are doing. Time's back on.
Crouch.
And this will be the last play. Last roll of the dice. Headliners just need to hold on to possession and kick it out.
Set.
And they did it in Austin, Texas in the first tournament. They won 21-12. Penalty will be theirs, and they can tap this and kick it out and take the title and head with confidence to Washington, D.C. Harvey says, see you later. Puts it into the stands. And they can celebrate another brilliant win. 12 points to 7. Just a 5 points in it in the women's final. Harvey was outstanding, but it was a team effort in the end that got it done. Got a feel for the locals too. They put everything on the line. The defense was excellent. They just didn't have enough spark at the end to close it out. Another excellent final finishes in the Premier Rugby Sevens event here in Pittsburgh.
Another sensational game. Huge plays, momentum shifts, had it all. We knew it would be drama-packed. But what I'm loving is this Eastern Conference rivalry between these two teams. The headliners and the locals, the clear favourites of this conference. Some would say only just, but it's the second final they've played with each other. And as the story goes, they get one more final together for this season. It'll be in DC, so the locals will get one more shot, but it will not be an easy task. This headliners team has been so impressive, so smart, full of experience, amazing players across the board. They're the ones to watch.
Yeah, so good. Lauren Barber, Andrew Locke, the two coaches, the side from Memphis, Tennessee, winning 2019 in their semi-final against the team, and this one, another one-score game, going down to the wire. Naya Tapper, special player, coming on and making the difference. Scout Cheeks, the other try scorer for the headliners in that brilliant victory in the Eastern Conference Finals. They've won 2 tournaments, but again, you never know what's going to happen with Stacey Walker's side in DC. They'll learn from this, and they'll come back strong.
Oh, absolutely. In some passages of play, they were in control, and I think the headliners coach knows that. So the headliners are the champions undoubtedly, but they won't be stopping, looking behind their back, watching the locals trying to catch them. But what a celebration of skill we've had here today. What an absolute positive, entertaining, spectacular block of play that these players have put on for this home crowd. Everybody's gotten into the party, everybody's enjoyed themselves. Congratulations to the headliners and the Steel Toes.
Plenty of champagne rugby on display, celebrations to follow. They have their next event on August 6th in Washington, DC. You'll see these sides come out firing, but it's not over yet. Their season continues. That's the great thing about the Premier Rugby Sevens. 2 conferences, 8 franchises in each side of the draw. Top sides going head to head. The Southern headliners, they were the first ever United champion in PR7s history in 2022. They won last year in Austin and DC, and now a couple of titles to their name as well. Great to see the celebrations. Abby Gustidis delighted with her side. Elena Olsen, the captain. And she was brilliant. Gustidis was in the booth last week and now on the field. You were on the field last week and now in the booth. That's a clear message from me to get training. Well, let's hear now from Elena Olsen, who's with Bree Kim, pitchside.
Alina, first of all, congrats on a huge win today. You guys go back-to-back. I mean, showing incredible consistency. Just walk me through today and what this last match felt like for you.
Today was definitely a little harder than we wanted it to be. You know, like, it just wasn't quite connecting yesterday, and in the warm-ups it was a little bit chaotic, but for us to like still find a way to bring it together and bring it home is just like really special to how much like we want to work for each other, even when things aren't going the way we want it to.
And now going into DC, I know you haven't had a lot of time to think about it, but just thinking about your squad, what do you think gives you guys the edge over other sides?
I think we have individuals with a lot of strengths in different areas. So, oh man, I don't know. I really think today what our strength was that like I'd like to carry into the next like championship round is just a lot of composure. We went down in the first game. I think we went down in this game, or we were at least down at some point. And the composure to be able to like stick with it and bring it back and hold on to a win, like that's a big thing when it comes to like high pressure situations that we'll see in a couple weekends.
Alina, thank you so much for answering my hard questions. Congratulations on a great day.
Brilliant to see. We can now hand it over to our PR announcer, Dave Ballarato.
Fans, now time to crown our Eastern Conference Men's Player of the Tournament. Here to do so is Premier Rugby Sevens sideline reporter Bree Kim.
All right, I'm here with Ben Pinkelman, of course, captain of the Pittsburgh Steel Toes, and everyone is so excited to see him return to the pitch. Ben, just first tell me how it felt to be back out here playing this season.
It felt amazing to be back on the field, getting connection with all the boys here in the crowd cheer for us. It was really special for me, and I'm looking forward to more.
And you had an incredible day, and now you head off to DC. I mean, talk about what that's like for your squad and what kind of experience you're going to bring to them.
Yeah, I think it means a lot to us because a lot of the guys are proving themselves on the national scene, and I think they earned all the credit they're going to get now, and everything they've put into it, it's paying off. So it's awesome for them, and hopefully in DC we can make it go a little further.
Ben, congratulations on winning Player of the Tournament. Here to present the award is General Manager Mike Tolkien. Dave, I'll toss it back up to you.
Let's hear it one more time for our men's Player of the Tournament, Ben Pinkelman. Pittsburgh, it's now time to present the Eastern Conference champions. Here now to present the trophy is Premier Rugby Sevens Director of Operations, Sean Lindersmith. Pittsburgh, make some noise for today's winner, your hometown team, the Pittsburgh Steel Toes. Give it up one more time for the Pittsburgh Steel Toes.
Massive congratulations to Misha Shoren and Ben Pinkelman, the Eastern Conference champions for the year 2023. It is the home side, and they've clinched their spot to go to DC for the championship as well. A double win, if you will, from the men from just down the street here. What a performance from this side. And now we can head back to PA Dave Ballaratto.
With tonight's win, Pittsburgh has clinched their spot in the finals in Washington, D.C. Congratulations to your home team, the Pittsburgh Steel Toes.
So we saw the men there now in the women's final. Well, what a game it was as well. Southern headliners, so superb. As you see the Pittsburgh side celebrating in front of their home fans as well. Such an epic finish from them, as well as the headliners. So many good stars on their side. We mentioned a few of the Kiwi players, and Abigastaitis was a standout, former USA Sevens captain also. Lucky Raymond, good tournament from him on the men's side of the competition. Two brilliant finishes. Steel Toes came from the bottom of the standings. Bottom two, well, the headliners on the women's side kept their form throughout this season. Ben Pinkelman, great to see him back, and the local hero, Misha Shoren. So many highlights for him. You'll catch him on the socials this week, that's for sure. So we can go back to Dave Ballaratto now, LPA.
Fans, it's now time to recognize the women's player of the tournament and Eastern Conference winner. Let's send it back down to Bree Kim.
Congratulations on an amazing performance, both to you and your team, and it's so good to see you back out here on the pitch too, leading by example. So just talk to me about what today felt like and what you're excited about going to DC.
The bones are feeling it, that's for sure. So stoked to be back out here with the headliners, and shout out to all those girls right there. Some incredible talent on that pitch, and shout out to Andy and Lauren for holding it down, just coaching us through the whole weekend. And it's just been a great time to pull the jersey on, grow the rugby in America, and just continue to lift this sport.
Congratulations, Abby, and here to present the Player of the Tournament award is Mike Tolkien. Send it back up to you, Dave.
Let's hear it one more time for Abigastaitis. Pittsburgh, it's now time to present the Women's Eastern Conference champions. Please welcome back Premier Rugby Sevens Director of Operations, Sean Lindersmith, to present the trophy to tonight's women's winners, Southern Headliners.
Congratulations to the headliners. Again, a cut above the rest, even though there was only one score in it. It was on the right side. What a team they've been this season. They'll meet some stiff competition, though, in the West in a few weeks' time in Washington, D.C. It's been drama on both sides, on the men's and women's side. And the Pittsburgh Steel Toes, of course, fantastic to see the way the Premier Rugby Sevens is structured. A team from the bottom can rise to the top. Headliners weren't a side that needed to do that, but the Steel Toes delighting their home fans.
Absolutely. They brought the party, they brought the fans, and they brought the celebrations. Massive performance from the Steel Toes, but you can't take away from the consistency and the prowess of the headliners. This tournament in particular has just been so high drama, I think because the stakes were just so high across the board. And these are our two final Eastern Conference winners on their way to DC.
Yeah, so great to see these four events. And again, it's so tough because you've got international players playing from around the world. You never knew how the level would be, but a lot of the games decided by one score.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, players were coming in and out of national tours, national camps, all sorts. You didn't know who was going to turn up on the day, but I think the most impressive teams were out there holding that trophy up. Just spectacular footy. I'm out of breath commentating that because it was so gut-busting, those Sevens games, so I'm really stoked for them.
Well, we want to thank you as well for making the trip here to represent, you know, your country, our country here. It's been amazing to have you in the booth and have you on the field as well.
Oh, cheers, Dylan. It's not too bad to work with you either, mate.
You know, just trying to get some more kit as well. Well, let's take a look at the recap, see the results that went through. You see, with so many nail-minded games, the third place game, 24-21, the locals winning on that side. The team, very strong in the women's third place game. And then the Steel Toes coming from behind, 21 consecutive points. They won there, and then the headliners won this one. Take a look at what's to come on August 6th. The women's semi-final will feast the eastern side. We'll again go head-to-head. The headliners, the locals, the loonies, and the experts on the women's side. And then the Rhinos, ex-loggerheads, and the experts from the west. Before it's the team and the Steel Toes from the east. So much to play for in the nation's capital on August 6th in Washington, D.C. Final thoughts ahead of DC?
DC is just going to be super, super amazing. If you haven't caught the rest of the competition, do not worry. You will be highly entertained. I think PR7s is some of the best rugby in the world, and we've both been around for a lot of it, so DC is going to be one of the sporting events of the year to catch, absolutely.
Well, Ruby Tui, New Zealand legend, local legend, international legend. Again, such a pleasure, you sleek sensation.
My guy, appreciate you heaps, Alan. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a blast with you guys.
Well, be sure to tune in Sunday, August 6th for the Premier Rugby Sevens Championship. Washington, D.C. hosts a spectacular event at Audi Field. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern on our YouTube channel, and the third place and finals on Fox Sports 1, and that's starting at 6:30 Eastern. For Ruby Tui, Brianna Kim, and our entire crew, I am Dylan Stanford, and this has been a presentation of Premier Rugby Sevens.